So this week I'm kind of deloading my pressing movements, which means I'm taking a light week in terms of getting into some heavier weights next week. And I want to discuss the matter of training volume. Now, in terms of training volume, when I have a deload week where I go a little bit lighter on a particular movement, I like the GVT method or the 10 by 10 or the 10 sets of 10 method, right? It's not a protocol I use all the time. I use it strictly for deloads. And what I like about it is you can really get an intense workout with relatively, obviously it's a high amount of volume. It's 100 reps total, right? So, but the key thing that I like about it most, let me narrow it down like this, is you can get an effective workout without having to go very heavy. And that's perfect for a deload because I still feel like I really accomplished something without having to go heavy. So, I think, the last time my bench press, this winter when I got my bench press crazy high, when it was at its highest, when I hit that 305 for a single, I was doing a lot of volume workouts, and I feel that for benching, at least for me, you're going to have to train with relatively high volume. Not to say 10x10 all the time, but 10 by 3, 5 sets of 5, 8x3, 8x4, what other schemes are there? 10 sets of 2, 6 sets of 2, all those base building rep schemes, right? You're probably going to have a lot of workouts like that because for me, I feel like I never really got a whole lot of grinding hard on the bench. Running a phase where I was doing a lot of top sets on the bench press, even though those top sets were, quite frankly, pathetic because my bench numbers were a lot better prior to illness, right? Prior to me getting sick. But I think in order to rebuild my bench press, I need to have some quality volume workouts. But in terms of volume workouts, there's a high end, which is 10 sets of 10. That's a lot of volume. That's hard to really progressively overload on a lot. But most of your workouts for bench press, you're going to want to have like 10 sets of 3, 3 sets of 10, 5 sets of 5. The standard base building rep schemes, 6 by 6. I'm probably going to get into those again and really cruise up on the weight with those. Because the thing that I noticed with bench press is I build it up and then my strength level goes beep, down, beep, down. It's like a teeter-totter, like I build it up all the way up to that 305 and then beep, down. And then prior to that, it was beep, down, and then I had to build it back up from when I did 300 previously, and then I built it back up to be able to do 505. So with me, I have to put like a lot of effort just to gain 5 pounds on the bench press. And maybe that would be different if I decided to go into what they call a bulking phase and get kind of fat. But I don't really feel that's too healthy for my general health. I feel like I'm, plump enough. Like I don't really have a need to probably get up to like 30% body fat or something. I'm comfortable around. I think I'm probably like either 18 or 20 or something like that. That's more than enough body fat I feel on me. But like I have to battle just to get like 5 pounds on the bench press. So I can't eliminate the need for deload workouts, and definitely I need them to keep myself, training, because I have to always feel like I do something at least, right? Like I did the 10 by 10 on the weighted push-ups, and also like I said with my elbow feeling a little bit sketchy this week, I did not want to push it hard on a heavy top set of benching. Plus my benching in the low rep ranges, like when I get below 5 reps, is still embarrassing from what it used to be. So I have a long ways to go with that, and we're going to start doing, 10 sets of 3 and 5 by 5s again. Because that's where the bread and butter is. That's where the milk and honey is, because you have to have a base in those schemes. But today we're doing 10 by 10 on the incline bench just to get a good, a fluff and pump squeeze 10 by 10 is the highest of end. In fact, some people argue that it's a little too high a volume, but when you're deloading, I feel it can be useful because you can use a relatively lightweight and get a lot out of it. But then again, I don't recommend it all the time in comparison to those other base building rep schemes because of the simple fact that you have to be able to, like I said, have to be able to recover and progressively add weight. So, those are my thoughts on volume and GVT. My preferred method of training is usually low volume, high intensity. Fortunately, the body can't do that all the time, and unfortunately, I'm not cut out for it on bench very good. Like, I can have my little run for a while, but with that style of training, I can run a little bit longer with deadlifts and squats. But when it comes to, the benching and pressing variations, especially overhead press, no. But, like I said, the squat and deadlift variations, I can have my run in the sun a little longer with. But high volume training and, base building, and then the high of the high end, like the 10 by 10, all those types of training volume schemes have their place. They're just another tool in the toolbox. None is 100% better than the other. Everything in fitness has pros and cons. Remember that. Everything you do has a con to it. No matter what it is, no matter how good somebody says it is, cracks it up, everything's got a con. So remember that. Everything's got advantages and disadvantages. Pretty simple concept. That's all I gotta say about training volume and how much you use per workout.